South Jersey bad boys. Yeah, we got a couple of certified bad boys on the program. One returning and one new bad boy joining. We have Brendan coming back from having a kid right here. Brendan Donegan, everybody. And we have John Montague. I'm kidding. We got Brian Isley.
I was going to say, fatherhood has changed you, Brendan.
Yeah. Turned me into a black man.
I didn't know you were spending the whole time outside. Jeez.
I am just realizing this is the first time in 41 episodes that there are two dads and one non-dad here.
Ooh.
Although I am a dad enthusiast. I appreciate the culture. I just, haven't
You're
necessarily...
more of a dad than I am, I feel like. You present as more of a dad
We
than
talk
I do.
about it all the time. I wear white-soled shoes, Under Armour, great deal. That's usually got them at the outlets. They're on sale. It's nice. I shop
The
at
fact
Marshall's.
you said the outlets.
The
Just said it right there.
The Gloucester County outlets.
Yeah, I think I've seen you there a couple times.
Premium
I
outlets.
was incognito. Ain't nobody.
Oh, yeah.
I think I seen you there. Though.
Yeah, I was in line at
the
Starbucks.
goddamn ASIC store.
Getting some nice...
That's a good bargain on a pair of Asics.
Yeah,
you
it
can't,
is.
You can't argue a good Asics bargain.
I'm there at Asics in the spring and the UGG outlet in the fall. It is a good time. But
Uggs came back, right?
they did make a resurgence. Yeah, they bought a couple of brands, and I always have a pair of UGG moccasins on me at all times.
Really?
Yeah, Tom Brady wears them. He kisses his kid. I love it. Dad enthusiast. So we've talked about your experience over growing up in South Jersey. Brian, are you born and raised in South Jersey?
I was born in D.C., but I was raised in South Jersey.
Oh.
Salem, New Jersey, to be exact.
Ooh.
That's more south than DC was, probably. Like the feel of it.
Like if you draw a
Well, my dad used to be like, Southeast D.C. and Salem, New Jersey are the same.
Yeah.
Are the exact same.
Right, because it's kind of country, but it's kind of city.
And bad.
Yeah, not good. None of it's good.
So he used to always compare the two. And we didn't live in Southeast. I'm too young to remember. I was too young to remember, but he told me we didn't live in Southeast. We were doing pretty good then.
Yeah.
It's like, so why the hell we moved to Salem?
It's like Salem.
It's like, it's a long story, son.
It's a real lateral move. But
I'm 42 years old. I haven't gotten that story yet.
Are you still in Salem or no?
No, sir. I'm right around the corner from Dan.
Yeah, he was just telling me. He's right over. He's a Lindenwold bad boy.
You know you guys were neighbors.
I didn't know it either.
Yeah. I literally told him twice, but he didn't know.
I had no idea.
I told him at the Moose. I was like, this is right next to my house. He was like,
I walked.
He was too busy. He was like, all right, do your spot. Get out of here.
That was a fun show. That Moose Lodge show.
Yeah, we were the people. The Moose really came out of the woodwork for that one, and woodwork meaning the wood paneled walls in there. Holy shit! Yeah, that place hasn't been touched since '77.
Scary for me to walk in a place like that. I feel like it's a goddamn setup.
But it's so funny when you go in there because it was just dead quiet. You're getting up there, you're getting situated, and you sit down, and then everyone's just like, "What is he gonna say?"
And I'm gonna say some shit.
Well, I remember also seeing like the look on people's faces of like, "Oh, we're finally gonna see a black guy." Like, and I was like, "We're not that far into South Jersey." Like,
no. And we're in Lindenwold, and I talk about it all the time. Like areas around here, they change so drastically town to town, but then also every town is so diverse in its own way anyway. It's like not like living in Lindenwold. Like it's like you've never encountered an African American gentleman before. That's what I'm like. People are inside the Moose Lodge though. It's like that's their safe space.
That's their.
It's like this is where we come to drink Budweiser and talk shit about our wives.
Yeah, and black people. So when a black person actually shows up, damn, we can't talk shit about them here too. God.
Were you walking through that place just watching people go like this the entire time?
Who went up before? It was Matt Peoples went up before me.
Yeah.
And he had asked a question to the effect of any other black people, and everybody looked at me.
oh yeah. Because the next blackest guy was an Asian guy.
Yeah. So I had fun with that, man.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. You got to lean in. Is there a black equivalent of the Moose Lodge?
There's like Elks Lodges, Moose Lodges, American Legions. Is there like a...
It was Warm Daddies.
Warm Daddies.
That was the social club
in Philly. Yeah, but that place is gone now.
Yeah, it never came back after a pandemic, right?
Back, no.
Well, I've never heard of this place. What was it?
Warm Daddies. I always heard of Warm Daddies start when I was in comedy out in Harrisburg. Everybody, like, there was a couple black comics out there that always be like, "Oh, you got to get down to Warm Daddies." Like, like it's like a mostly black room, but like they would love your shit there.
Yeah.
And then when I finally came back to Philly, it was gone.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing like Gillis talked about it being like one of his favorite rooms in Philly when he first came to Philly and stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll let you know where you're at.
Oh really?
Yeah, they'll let you know. It's a tough room. It's a very tough room.
Where at in Philly was it?
Oh,
it was on like Columbus, like
It
South
was,
Philly
yeah,
on
yeah,
Columbus.
Oh, it was in South Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you like? Because how long have you been doing comedy now?
10 years.
10. Okay. So did you like start there, go there a lot when you were?
No, I didn't. I didn't cross the bridge until like a year in. I wanted to make sure I was right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't hit the Warm Daddy stage until I won South Jersey's Funniest.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So when I won that, that's when I had the balls to message to Ray and ask him could I get on.
I saw this clip from Dave Primiano's podcast. Oh, you got to tell that story because that was hilarious.
Oh, you want me to tell it here too? That's
here.
fine. So I had just won South Jersey's Funniest. I was in the Courier Post and getting all these gigs, and I messaged to Ray and I was like, I won this. So you got to put me on now. You can't deny the South Jersey's funniest man. The fuck is wrong with you? So it's like, oh, you won your little contest? It's like, yeah, I did. It's like, all right, I'll put you up. Come on up. So I got up there and fucking bombed. It was the worst experience I ever had on stage. Like nothing hit. Nothing hit. And I was just like, I can't go out like this tonight. I might fucking kill myself. So I crossed the bridge, got on the tap room stage, and murdered.
There you go.
I was like, man, okay, so we broke
Back in
even.
that comfort zone. You're like, ooh,
we broke even. Man. Like I headlined the Apollo, and that's a tough room too. That's one of the toughest rooms in the world.
Yeah.
It's not tougher than Warm Daddies.
No.
Warm Daddies will set you straight.
Yeah.
Well, is it more or less just they'll be dead silent like in that room, or will they?
Then it'll be so silent you'll hear shit like, "This motherfucker ain't funny." You'll hear stuff like that. All the way in the back. That's how quiet it'll be.
So then everyone heard it too.
Yeah,
the rest of the crowd heard it travel.
Yeah. It was bad, man. Toure didn't make it any better. When he grabbed the mic, it was like some people are good, and then you have this guy.
You referred to as this guy.
Yeah.
Has he since had you on a show where you've done really well?
Toure and I see him from time to time. Actually, we did a show at I went to Salem Community College, and we did a show there a few years ago. So I've worked with him a couple times since then.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
He's cool, man. He's a Philly legend, but he'll let you know when shit ain't right.
Yeah.
And his room will let you know when shit ain't right.
Yeah.
So.
That's good though. You need that. Like you need something in comedy to keep people in check, and also to thin out the herd sometimes. Like,
Facts.
You need something to thin it. People have said that about the tap room, that they're like, oh, that's like a place you can go like bomb and feel it. Like sometimes you're like, I hope people see it and they're like, but it's like you do need that. I don't know how else to word it.
Yeah. It'll set you straight, because sometimes you'll think, I'm good with what I have.
Right.
And comedy is subjective. So you may be good with this material with this certain group of people, but you go somewhere else and with that same material and won't get any kind of reaction.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the bombing at Warm Daddies showed me that I need to be okay in every room that I step in.
Right.
You can't be afraid to go into an urban room or all white. You gotta be able to cover all bases.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't bombed at Warm Daddies in the summer of 2015, I wouldn't be the comedian that I am today. So it was a blessing.
Yeah. That's good. I think everybody needs something like that, because it does, like you said, thin out the herd. That if people can't take that and learn how to adjust or pivot, which is crazy in this. I think in this area in general, it's like that crazy amount where you can go into Philly and get for the most part, a lot of similar types of audiences. If you go to the same type of shows outside of the clubs and stuff at the bars or other spots that have reoccurring shows. But if you go 10 minutes over the bridge, it's a totally different ballgame. It's not somebody living in Old City versus somebody living in Deptford. Like, it's completely different.
Yeah.
And you have to have different types of material to be able to pivot. Yeah. And it's that close.
The crowd work is different. It's going to be different kinds of... It's everything. Everything is different.
Yeah.
And it shapes you as a comedian.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got to be able to cover all bases.
Yeah. There is still a video on YouTube. You mentioned the Apollo of Keith Robinson getting eaten alive at the Apollo when he was on there. Yeah. It's crazy because this was way back.
Wow. I just saw that. That's crazy.
He had like 2 strokes, didn't he?
But everyone's saying that his material has gotten way better. Like, they were he's got the full fuck it gene in him now, where it's like he knows like the next one he's gone. Like, so he's like, I might as well say all the shit I want now.
I bet. Wow.
That's got to be so freeing. Yeah. You're just like, all right, cancel me. Go ahead. Like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck if you cancel me? My whole left side is canceled.
Right. Yeah. And he's probably said shit just like that on stage. I've seen a few things of him not leaning, but self-deprecating. Yeah, kind of leaning.
He's got a cane.
but there is this video. I think it's from like the late '80s when he first started.
Oh, really?
Late '80s, early '90s, maybe. And it was on like Showtime at the Apollo, and he like just ate shit. And there was the same thing you were saying, where you could hear somebody just say like, "Oh, this guy sucks."
Yeah.
And he's on stage, and the video is still on there, and it's crazy. But obviously, he has had a really
wild
career.
Because he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't suck. No. He's always been a great comedian, but comedy is subjective, man. And the Apollo is like you go there to survive,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Rarely does someone kill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw Bigger and Blacker, Chris Rock. That's just legendary shit right there. To be able to go into the Apollo, shoot a special there, and fucking murder it.
Yeah. Was Showtime at the Apollo was like a variety show too, right? So you would have to follow like a dude dribbling basketballs while spinning plates on his head.
Hey, he got booed the hell off stage too. Nobody want to see that shit.
That's got to be amazing. Like, I've had to follow like ventriloquists or like magicians, but like having to follow like America's Got Talent type act, and then you just walk out and you're like, aren't dicks weird? Like, god damn it.
Comedians rarely do well in that situation. I've seen singers like get up there and just murder it because you could just get out there and just impress them with your voice.
Right. Yeah.
But you gotta make people laugh when they're expecting to boo the shit. They want to boo the shit out of you.
Yeah, they came to boo the shit out of you.
So that's a little different.
Yeah.
When you did it, what's the guy's Sandman that had the hook? Right?
I didn't do Showtime at the Apollo.
I'm saying when you did it, were you just like scared, like out of the corner of your eye, you'd see somebody over there with a big ass hook halfway through your set?
I would have punched him.
You should have set that up for your headline in there.
Yeah. You're not doing me like that.
That'd be amazing. You get somebody dressed. You get Dan dressed up as Sandman, come out with the hook, the broom.
Not having my name in lights and me going out like that. Got the same. My name is on the same marquee as Aretha Franklin and fucking James Brown and all that. No, I'm not going out like no sucker.
The old hook trick. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's the same marquee that also had Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Think of all the canceled ones.
You know what's messed up, man? I sit down when I do. And somebody came up to me. It was like, you remind me a lot of Cosby.
Oh. You're like, his early stuff? His early stuff, right?
Yeah. Himself, right?
Yeah.
The special, the greatest, one of the greatest specials of all time, that, right?
Yeah, that. I didn't follow anything after that. I don't know. How's he doing?
Yeah, what's he up to? Does your drink taste weird? Yeah. It's just,
after 92, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. After the Cosby Show went off the air, I got nothing.
That's around the same time I stopped listening to Michael Jackson too. Anything crazy happen with him? Or OJ, that guy?
Hey, John.
Great all-time running back. Yeah.
There would be no Michael Jackson slander.
No, there's no slander on this side. There's no slander on this side. I've been watching a bunch of, my algorithm's been throwing a bunch of like weird Michael Jackson clips at me. Like the one was where he shut down a grocery store to go shopping to feel like what a normal person feels like. And they had like his cousins and like his crew dress up as like workers and just shoppers in the grocery store.
Really?
So he'd be walking by and they're like, well, hello, Mr. Jackson. And he's like, hi. Like,
That's wild.
and he's saying on it, he's like, I wanted to see what it felt like to be normal. And he's being just a goofball in the aisle. And you're like,
that's incredible.
You see the I saw the video where Magic Johnson was telling the story, like he begged Michael to come to a Lakers game, and Michael told him no because he wouldn't be able to enjoy it, and you wouldn't be able to play because everybody would be focused on me.
Yeah.
So Magic Johnson convinced him to come. He couldn't sit for like 2 or 3 minutes into the game. They had to escort him out.
That's insane. Do you think there'll ever be anybody with that level of fame again?
Hell no.
Right? Because I mean,
now
there's so many famous people. I feel like back then there was 100 famous people.
Yeah, because it was like Elvis was probably like the first guy that had that worldwide household name type of fame. I feel like as far as entertainment goes, possibly Michael Jackson was another one. As far as now, there's like 1,000,001 people.
Like, will there be another Beatles?
No.
I feel like, and I'm not saying like you can argue if what you think about if the Beatles are good or not, but like a group that had that impact.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's gonna end up being like a K-pop band
because it was oh my god, my daughter loves that.
Oh,
shit.
really?
Yeah, my oldest daughter, she can't get enough of that stuff.
It's amazing how it's almost just a genre that's within like American music now. But I couldn't name you
me neither
a single like song. I know BTS is one of the groups.
BTS is her favorite group.
I know that
she went to a
sticker.
concert. She went to a concert in Maryland for Christmas. That was one of her Christmas presents. I didn't go.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what that scene would be like. Is it like mostly girls that just love like?
I wouldn't be able to tell you because I did not make that trip.
So K-pop is a genre. It's not a band.
No, K-pop's it's a genre.
It's a genre, okay.
And there's groups within the genre like BTS and it's
interesting
something else. But yeah, that's her favorite group.
Damn.
Yeah.
K-pop.
But back to what you were saying about the famous stuff.
Yeah,
it was way more organic. It was organic back then.
Yeah.
Right.
You became famous because of your talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it just built up into this phenomenon, which was I don't think anybody has ever reached the peak that Mike hit. Mike stood on stage at a Super Bowl halftime show for 2 minutes and did nothing.
Yeah. I watched that video a couple weekends ago. I was going through Super Bowl halftime performances because Prince playing Purple Rain in the rain in Miami was incredible. But then Michael Jackson, I was like, I've never even seen this. That was like 94, maybe 5.
Wasn't one of the Bills?
Late 90s.
It was one of the Bills Super Bowls. It was in LA, right?
Yeah. It was when Mike was white. He was
but he went up there and he literally he wasn't even, he didn't say one word yet and the entire place was going ape shit. It was crazy. So
wait, was that the one where he first was up on the scoreboard? It was a body double. Was up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and then
like a flash hit. Yeah, and he appeared on the stage
with that gold shit on.
I remember seeing that shit as a kid, and it blew my fucking mind. And I remember my parents just being like explaining it to me, and they killed the dream of it. They were like, "No, there was another guy." I'm like, "No, tell me he fucking teleported."
Yeah, right.
I need this.
Right. Like in the Remember the Time video when he did the spin move and he turned into dust.
Yeah,
that was fucking real.
Yeah, I thought he was actually.
Don't tell me that's not real.
That's how I want to be cremated.
Really did that.
So they would always ruin that because they would show like how he did the smooth criminal lean. Well, no, there was always like the people tried to figure it out.
Yeah.
In reality, it was just there was something to it.
Yeah.
He was defying the laws of physics.
I was a 4-year-old watching the Billie Jean video, and to a 4-year-old, that man is really walking, and as he walks, the sidewalk is lighting up.
Yeah.
That's true to me.
Yeah.
Don't kill that for me.
That came the same time that Big was out too, and I saw Tom Hanks on a light up keyboard. I thought more floors would have lit up in my adulthood from both of those things. Like
as you said Big, I thought you were going to go into a Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah.
No, I went as white as possible.
You went Tom Hanks with
Tom
it, the
Hanks.
original Big.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to say, sit back and take notes as I take totes of the marijuana smoke. I thought you were going to really go deep into some Biggie lyrics, but
wow,
I was
we got
mistaken.
some Biggie bars.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah, there's a lot of words in some of his I can't say, but
which ones? Go ahead and list them
I
out.
get really excited. And I had Dead Wrong as my ringtone in 8th grade on my flip phone. It was incredible. But I was going to ask, in LA, because you're, we should intro this at the beginning, but you're very big in the sports, NBA. There's a lot going on with the NCAA tournaments that just wrapped up last night, the men's and the women's. But for LA, for the Lakers, inside of the Staples Center, they still play at the Staples Centers that have that name?
Crypto.com Arena.
Crypto.com Arena.
Yes.
So what is it with when they bring people there, like celebrities, big name people, they always have to sit courtside down there. I know like in Philly they'll do that, like sometimes have somebody down there. But with somebody like Michael Jackson, why wouldn't they want to put him in a box? Like, do any celebrities like sit in the boxes up there?
In LA? Yeah. Absolutely not.
Because they want to be seen. On the floor. They want to be seen.
That's the whole allure of being on the Lakers, at the Lakers game, is being on the floor, being seen.
Their telecasts will go like, here's a look at all the celebrities that are here tonight.
And then they'll always show Jack last.
Yeah.
Spike Lee's the only one that does it in New York.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because sometimes
Spike's also like on the court half the game too.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know how he's never gotten teed up.
Yeah,
it's just crazy how he's just on the court.
I haven't watched any NBA this year yet. I don't know. I like go in and out of like really into it or then not so much. And it's not because like I'm avoiding it. It's just, usually, talking about my dick in someone's basement. We got some open mic to go to, whatever. So I haven't watched much of it. I only watched like the first few rounds of the tournament. Like I'm like so in and out all over the place. But I did throw on this JJ jersey,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, see, I knew you would be a big JJ fan, and you were probably more of an Adam Morrison Gonzaga fan at the time, weren't you?
No, I was a JJ fan, but I've always hated Duke and UNC. I never liked either team.
I like JJ. I love JJ more as an analyst than I do as a player.
He really, when he came to Philly, I feel like that's when like a switch flipped a little bit because he was bouncing around from teams. He started with the Magic, then he was with
the Clippers.
The Clippers, yes, he was with the Clippers. Then he came to Philly. Then he went to like New Orleans and like I think bounced around a couple more times.
Yeah.
But when he came to Philly is when like Philly was really like just I don't know. There was a lot of momentum behind it. That's when it really was rolling.
That's when people started trusting the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he was here for a couple years. Everybody loved him, and then he just got this voice. He started a podcast. He started doing all this stuff. Now he's like an analyst. But I loved him when he was in college because that's when I was playing in high school. And I've told it on here before. I don't think I've told you specifically. When I was growing up in 8th grade, I played on an all-black team for my rec league. I was the only white guy on the team. One of the kids' dads was the coach. And during practices, like I just wasn't like I just wanted to sit in the corner and shoot threes and then go to the free throw line every now and then. Like I wanted nothing to do with the action. There was a couple of kids that eventually went D1. They could dunk in 8th grade. Like I was like, I want nothing to do with that. I'll sit out here. You guys do that. I don't mean to intrude. So I sat out there. But the coach came up to me and he was just like, he's like, I need you to get more involved with the offense. He's like, but he was like kind of like dancing around it. Then he just said it. He's like, you need to watch white people play basketball. And I was like, well, I'm like watching, Keith Van Horn plays for the Sixers.
Yeah. You need to watch really white basketball.
Yeah, not white chocolate.
yeah. So on ESPN every other night, Duke was playing and JJ Redick was there. So I was like, oh shit, they had mostly white guys in the team other than a few people.
That's a lot of cool bounce passes.
Yeah, and I was like, look at them setting picks. I was like, this is nice.
Setting picks, backdoor cuts,
fundamentals. All right,
yeah.
Hard nosed like the Washington Generals. They might not win every game, but
I just saw them a couple weeks ago. I just went to the Globetrotters. Yeah, they were in Philly.
It's still an amazing show.
Yeah.
It really is. Were they playing at Wells Fargo?
Yep.
Nice. I would go see them in Trenton all the time because I grew up like closer to Trenton than Philly, so I would go see them there, and it was wild.
Oh, you're a brave man.
I know. I wouldn't go there now. I think somebody got stabbed at a high school. Well, there's a lot of high school basketball games going fucking crazy in New Jersey this past season. What's Wagner's kid? He was in the playoff game that got canceled. They just shut it down.
They kicked them out of the tournament, so they went over to Atlanta to play in the Throne tournament.
Oh,
and just got knocked out in the semifinals by Carlos Boozer's sons.
Oh, really? There's another Duke guy right there.
Cam and Caden Boozer. They're twins. They're only sophomores, and they're amazing. Especially Cam. Cam is about 6'7", I believe, already at 15 years old. Total package.
I love how many like second and third generation athletes are coming out now. Like, because I always love that. Like, the Ripken family was always my favorite in baseball because the dad played. Cal was one of the best players of all time, and his brother was just a kick around like fuck up guy, but I always loved like, and now it seems like more and more pros kids are now, you know, I mean, it's not going to be out of the realm of possibility that LeBron plays the same time his son plays in the league, right?
That's going to be something special
in a couple years, right? Like 2 years.
It could be a couple years depending on when Bronny comes out.
Yeah,
he's projected to be a top 10 pick.
And that's kind of one of the things LeBron's hanging around for, he said, right? Like he wants to have
That's the thing he's hanging around for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
because he's already got the scoring record.
Yep.
So how many because he has to go to college for a year.
Got it. Yeah.
So they're going to be competing like crazy. All the
for
schools for
not
him.
only for Bronny, so they could get LeBron.
Yeah, just all of that, and like some of the schools that would be getting him probably don't even have a problem selling tickets, but I think everything else around it, like if Duke or Kentucky or one of those, like he's going to go to one of those power schools.
It'd be nice to see Ohio State, as much as I don't like them, fulfill the legacy of LeBron, like him always saying he wanted to play football there and stuff.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I think he's going to go to USC.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think he's going to stay out in California. Juju Watkins, the #1 female high school basketball player, just committed to USC. They're all friends. They both go to the same high school, Sierra Canyon.
Ooh. Isn't that incredible that like I see Sierra Canyon clips daily just on my feed, like scrolling through Instagram. Like 10 years ago, I would have never had any idea where Sierra Canyon.
Exactly.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Wild. So imagine if those two had kids. Holy
I know, right?
I mean, it's kind of weird because they're teenagers, but like still, it's pretty. If they're that close now, they go to college together. Watch them go to like Akron or something. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
What are they? The Zips?
It sounds like it should be the next one to get canceled.
Yeah. I think it's the Akron Zips.
Sounds very offensive.
Every time I would play, I was a huge NCAA football, like on PlayStation 2 or whatever. I always played the NCAA versions. I never really played Madden that much. They stopped, making them, but it was always fun. So I always liked building a character and sending them to the shittiest program.
Oh yeah.
it was either the Citadel or Akron or I don't even know any of the other. Like playing with Boise State back then was fun. That was when they ran the Statue of Liberty over Oklahoma and that one bowl.
And you got that bright blue field.
Oh yeah, the blue field. I loved that.
I used to build my character and send him to Miami.
Oh yeah, that's what I did that a couple times too. I don't know why. I always liked the Miami.
I'm a Kane guy. I love Miami football team, especially the 01 team. That was the greatest team ever.
Yeah, 90s too. They had some.
Yeah,
that was the. What was the war against them in Notre Dame? The
Catholics versus the convicts. Is that what they call
convicts? Yeah.
I thought that's just
Jesus. That was The Rock, right? I think The Rock was on that
The Rock,
team.
Warren Sapp.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that's just what my dad was calling it, like that. The guys down at the. I thought it was just what the guys at the Moose called it, but I was like, oh, that's actually what they. That's actually what they refer to it as.
I think around there they just call black people hurricanes. They're like, did you hear a hurricane struck down the street the other day?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I was back when Uncle Luke was funding them.
Yeah. Yeah, those. Well, at least it's Miami over Florida State. For some reason, I can't stand Florida State. I have no dog in the fight between them, but Miami.
I like one player from Florida State. That's Deion.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Jameis Winston?
Jameis went. One year he threw 30 touchdowns and 30 picks, and then we never heard from him.
Yeah, then he stole a bunch of crab, and we never saw him.
No, that was way before.
In college.
He stole a bunch of crab?
You ever heard that story?
No.
Oh.
Like crabs, like from a
a grocery store.
Crab legs, like king crab legs. Well, I think it was like freshman or sophomore year in college.
Oh,
just off campus was like, I don't know, I want to go get some crabs. He just took them, and then like that was like. Opposing teams, like whenever college game day was a Florida State game, you'd see people in the back with like clusters of crab legs holding them up in the air and stuff.
That's incredible, actually. But yeah, going back to why I like Duke as well, but also growing up in South Jersey, tying it back to the area, there was no college team for me to root for. Like a lot of people, like right over the bridge, or friends I went to college with, like or even high school, they had parents that were from Pennsylvania. They were all Penn State or Temple or Drexel. But like, in South Jersey, my dad went to Rutgers, so like that was when Ray Rice was at Rutgers.
Okay,
we would go to those football games when Ray Rice was there. It was incredible. They beat Louisville.
Ray right hand Rice.
Ray right hand Rice. Yeah.
Don't catch him in an elevator ever. Dude.
I did a joke about that joke that I did about Ray Rice won me South Jersey's funniest.
Really?
I closed out with that joke.
You should send it to him.
Tag him.
Why? So he can tag me?
Yeah. He's actually still with his now wife, and they have kids and everything together.
Yeah.
Is the woman that he punched in the elevator.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, we've been, together since high school, and he just had a moment.
She told him then, after it happened, she wasn't going to leave him. None of that stuff. They were going to stay together.
Man. Well, at least they have.
What did he ever end up doing?
I think he punched her in the face.
No, I left that real blank. I meant like after football didn't pan out.
He actually went back and coached football at New Rochelle, where he was from in New York, like just outside the city. He coached football there for a little bit.
Damn, she stayed with him too because she was like, I mean, he's gonna be a millionaire forever. And then he was like, I think I'm gonna coach high school football. She's like,
back at the high school we went to, we get to make the signs and go to the games on Friday nights. Yeah.
She's like, God, next time just fucking hit me again. Send me down the elevator shaft next time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man. Well, that casino's doing well now. It's the Oceans Resort, I think it was.
It was the Revel, right?
Yeah, they have a plaque in the elevator of like, when we walk around Philly and they have the blue signs of like the historical things that happened there. They have that in the elevator plaque of Shaft 3 in the North Wing.
I mean, dude, that's why I take the stairs. The black dudes need to stay away from elevators, man. Jay-Z got fucked up. Ray Rice fucking up people. Prince.
Oh yeah, Jay-Z's. It was Beyonce's sister, right?
Yeah, Solange whooped his ass. we gotta stay away from elevators. That is man.
True.
Yeah, that is. If that's one thing anybody can take from this podcast,
only black dude.
Beware.
Only black dude that had success in the elevator was Blank Man.
True. Yeah. That is sad.
That is sad.
Damn, I didn't realize that elevators were such a white man's game.
Yeah.
Yeah, elevators are.
Steven Tyler did sing about fucking in one, so there's
really?
That. Aerosmith's got that Loving an Elevator song. Living it up while you're going down. Woo! That's some lyrics right there, dude.
Living it up while you're definitely bars.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jay-Z and Atlantic City, here's a local news article I actually saw today. You remember when Jay-Z had the 40/40 Club in Atlantic City?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that closed. It's been closed since 2012.
Really? Mm-hmm. I mean, everything pretty much closed around 2012. I think.
Facts.
Yeah. In the Tanger outlets, it operated from 2005 to 2012, but now there is a new business moving into the old 40/40 Club spot. And guess what it is? It's one of the hottest spots around here. You guys have probably been there. You know it. You love it. Dave and Buster's.
I was about to say.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Dave and
That's a natural progression. Because, like, in your 20s, you want to party at, like, a 40/40 club. And then your 30s, you're like, damn, I could just go for some Papa-Shot and some wings right now, dude.
You go back to the same spot that you were, like,
I want to get
some girl in the 40/40. Yeah. It's
bottle service at Dave and Buster's, but that bottle is Mountain Dew.
You're there for your kid's birthday party.
No Armadale, no Cristal, none of that.
No. Damn.
Starry. Drinking Starry now.
I want to see some people like show up in old Rockaware just thinking it's still the 40/40 Club.
I was watching an episode of The Wire and Avon Barksdale had on a full short set velour Rockaware.
Avon Barksdale might have historically one of the best wardrobes in all of TV.
I was like, jeez, that's what we were wearing back. Oh my God. Should have got locked up just for that.
That would be great, though, if you were telling people the 40/40's open again. It's right through there, but it's a Dave and Buster's. They walk in wearing some of
you have to wear Rockaware. Rockaware or state property. Nothing.
Yeah. No FUBU?
No.
No Pele Pele?
No. Fat Farm is acceptable.
Okay.
Fat Farm, yeah. So, but Dave and Buster's, I've always looked at it. It's so funny because they actually have one over in the Gloucester County Premium Outlet.
At the
pristine Gloucester Premium Outlets. I've been to the one in South Philly. I've never been to the one over there. The one in South Philly is a fucking mess.
It's a great sentence that you could be like, I got diarrhea at Dave and Buster's at the Gloucester County Outlets.
It's not even Gloucester. I misspoke. Gloucester Premium Outlets.
They're premium.
Gotta put the
you can see them from beautiful 42.
I love shopping there.
Yeah. There's a lot of nice stuff there.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's there, but now Dave & Buster's is in Atlantic City. I've always thought of Dave & Buster's as it's kind of like an internship for a gambling addiction.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Now that it's an AC,
Super facts.
You can start there, and it's just like you're feeding your kids.
It is a gateway to gambling.
Yeah.
100%.
And they don't even have tokens anymore. You use those cards, and you just tap the cards, and you don't get tickets a lot. You just have a card you load money onto, and then it puts tickets on. It's like, that takes all the fun out of it. You got the tickets. You got to rip some without ripping it, but you cheated it a little bit to get get more out.
Oh yeah, if you had the right pull, you would just keep getting like 7 more tickets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shit, I don't even think Chuck E. Cheese has tokens anymore.
You know where they still got it, and they'll never get rid of it? Wildwood Boardwalk, dude.
Really?
It is token heavy down and ticket heavy. It's still fun. You get to fold them in that accordion shape, and it's the same tokens that you like had when you were 6 years old down there. Nothing has changed.
Let me tell you how lit Wildwood was in the 90s.
Oh. Yeah. How was
we
it?
used to, my mom's old church, she's a minister. My mom's old church was St. Mark's in Salem, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Every year around August, they load up the whole congregation. We go down to Wildwood, hit the piers.
Yeah.
This one particular time was so crazy. I'm with all my cousins, and my cousins we're all the same age. But my little brother is like 8 years younger than me. Uh-huh. He's tagging along with me, and my dad's always like, "Keep an eye on your brother, boy. If you lose him, you got to come find me.
Yeah.
You got to come see me." So I'm not going to lose my brother. But this one particular time, the go-karts all crazy. We on the Ferris wheel. We're in the arcade.
Yeah.
It's just me and my cousins. I turn around. I'm like, "Where's L?" L stood for lost that day.
You got token L that day.
So I was so scared. I was like, I can't go back home. Without my
Yeah, but I think statistically, every family has to lose a kid at the Wildwood Boardwalk.
We lost my little brother.
Yeah. Where was he? Like under the boardwalk with a white girl somewhere? What the hell?
Nah. It was at Maury's Pier.
Okay.
He was at Maury's Pier near the funnel cakes crying.
Oh
No. And I was like, you better not say shit. Not say a word.
So he literally just lost you guys and then freaked out and was like,
yeah,
oh, fuck.
he freaked out. Yeah, but we found him, man, at the latest possible time too, because the bus was pulling out around 9. We found him around 8:45.
You don't want to get lost in Wildwood after 9.
Hell no.
That's when
I could understand his fear, but some of the creatures walking around that boardwalk, even at 8 o'clock at night, Jesus.
Like Bangkok has him now.
Yeah. Wildwood's got him now. You come back like 10 years later and he's just smoking a cigarette. He
lives on the tram car
He's
now.
got on the same clothes he's got on, but he's like 6'5". Yes.
I love the image of you guys finding him by the funnel cake too, and he's crying, but he's still licking his fingers because he's got the powdered sugar on him. You guys didn't find me.
It's like, man, those go-kart races were intense, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, you put him into the wall? Yeah.
And he was so small, he couldn't ride on them yet.
Oh, yeah. It was at the go-karts or the bumper cars that had they still haven't updated that technology where they run off the
wire
electric,
the
sparks and shit that
no, not that. The actual go-karts.
Those things are trying. Yeah.
He couldn't get on them, so it was a lot of shit he couldn't get on. He was only like 5 or 6. I'm like, fuck.
Those go-karts were always great. I felt like the back of them was like an engine someone stole from a lawnmower. And they just attached it. And they
it was. That's
rip
exactly
them.
what. That shit was so fun, man.
I think if you worked there, you got to drive one home at night. It's like a cop. How they get to take the cruiser home with
car.
Yeah. That would be incredible. You pull up at a date in North Wildwood. Get in, babe.
Yeah, get in, babe.
Pacey here.
But now down there, all you see are the like loaded families that have those huge golf carts with like 3 rows, and you can just—are they street legal? I don't know.
They may. I think it's island by island. You're allowed to. That's like a standard down there now.
It is, yeah. It started down in Florida, and then people that like went down there, it just slowly worked its way up the coast.
My mom was down there for Irish weekend, and she called me, and she's like, somebody just plowed through one of those things down here right in front of her hotel. And I was like, oh my God. She's starting to describe it. She's like, there's people like...
There's bodies everywhere.
I was like, well, hold on. Also, it's just Wildwood. There's going to be bodies on sidewalks every night.
It doesn't matter. Time of day.
Yeah.
It's going to be loaded with bodies.
They're going to be in bathing suits that they put on at 7 a.m. and they're still drinking in them at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I always love that. That's a big Sea Isle thing. Like the no shower happy hour. People go right from the beach to the bar.
Ugh.
And they'll just drink. And then some people never leave to go home to change. So you'll show up there. Like when I was 21, 22, you show up at like 10 o'clock to start partying, and there's people that have just been there since like...
That's disgusting.
It is unreal.
It probably smelled like King's Landing.
Oh, terrible. But then you're also a 22-year-old horny dude. You're just like, girls in bikinis.
Yeah.
And my favorite cover band's playing tonight. Let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll drink 33 Bud Lights. Let's go.
Is that a Matchbox 20 song I hear? Let's get... I don't care if there's sand in your vagina. There hasn't been.
That's a South Jersey rite of passage. You got to have sex with a little bit of sand on your junk.
That just is making me feel squeamish. Even just mentioning that. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's wild.
Jesus.
Wildwood.
Wildwood. That's where things do get a little bit wild down there. So here's another shifting gears, kind of back to sports. There was a recent yesterday actually. The NBA just announced that they would no longer penalize marijuana use. And they were comparing it to other leagues, which I was kind of surprised by. But the NBA, as our official NBA correspondent here on the program, Brian, what do you think about this? Do you think Kyrie Irving is going to start hitting some bowls and saying some even crazier shit? Like, what's going to happen?
Kyrie is he's at his peak with crazy. I don't think it gets any.
Oh yeah. I guess he kind of is. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But those dudes been smoking weed.
Yeah, to what extent are they allowed to be like post game now, like rolling a blunt while they're talking about like their double? That'd be incredible.
That would be amazing.
That would be great.
They did say that 74% of all states that have NBA teams have legalized marijuana recreationally or medically.
Oh, thank God, because no one was doing it before.
But then, right? Al Harrington told GQ in 2019 that 85% of all NBA players smoke or use some form of cannabis.
Well, that's snitching.
Yeah, even if you're using statistics, you're still a fucking snitch.
Yeah. And where does he get 85% of NBA players? Like, he polled everybody individually.
I know exactly how he got 85%, because 85% are black.
True. The remainder is all the Porzingises of the Porzingai.
Yeah, the guys that came from Eastern Europe, where it's probably banned like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they would go to jail.
Yeah, they're coming from where Brittany Griner got arrested.
Oh shit, facts. You're right. Yeah.
For not even enough weed to get the three of us high. Like,
yeah,
that is true. And the NFL, I think let me look at their stuff. They changed
the NFL. It should be mandatory that you smoke weed.
Yeah,
you're getting hit in the head that much.
Definitely.
Yeah. That Definitely. Or at least some other stuff too. I mean, the NBA too. They kind of removed. They were talking about the different testing programs. Obviously, still things like drugs of abuse, like cocaine, opiates, and methamphetamine, are still illegal in the league. But wouldn't you kind of like an NBA where guys were doing coke or meth?
Could you imagine Russell Westbrook on coke? Oh, he already seems like he's on coke.
Yeah. See, let them use steroids in the MLB and coke or something like that in the NBA.
Oh, 100%. You wouldn't be allowed to have a front row of fans because Russell Westbrook would just murder everyone in the front. He's already arguing with guys 6 rows deep. Like,
yeah, definitely. Oh my God.
I would love to be in the huddle if coke was allowed and if all the coaches were allowed to do coke too. He's like, all right, get in here. Listen, you're going to shoot it. And no, you dunk it, but like when you're up there, like really fucking dunk it. Also, I got a great idea for a business. Are you guys in to invest?
They're holding the whiteboard, but instead of the markers, they just have coke on it.
Doing lines.
That actually sounds like Mark Cuban already.
Yeah, true. He does seem like a big coke guy.
Mark Cuban would get in there, and his hair is just all fucked up. He's like, "Listen, we're gonna buy the Oklahoma City Thunder next." Yeah. It would be insane.
Hello, Sharks.
Yeah. This, like in golf too, I think Dustin Johnson a few years ago, the guy that's plowing Gretzky's daughter, I mean, who she's like, a dime piece on top of the
He is. Dustin Johnson, I think more dudes in their 30s need to strive to just be Dustin Johnson.
Where you tell the legacy league of your sport to go fuck themselves, take a bunch of money from the Saudis and go play live. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, you married into the greatest. You married, and your father-in-law is the greatest hockey player of all time. His nickname is literally the Great One.
Yeah. And his daughter is too, by a lot of standards.
Yeah,
his daughter's hot.
Have you ever seen Paulina? Oh, dude.
Ooh, actually, like a G, Dustin Johnson, he kept her around and didn't marry her right away. Even had kids with her and was like, still like, no, we're not totally. And then finally locked it down when I think it was after I think she locked down after he signed that live deal money. And after because I don't think they were married yet. She's unreal.
Yeah,
she's unreal.
And he won a tournament one time years ago, and the camera guy was following them, and they were going up a hill, and they were behind him, like trying to get him, but she was walking behind him, and you could just see straight up her fucking skirt.
So there's a rumor he had a shoulder injury years ago, and him and Brooks Koepka.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're familiar with Brooks Koepka. He's kind of pretty jacked, stocky golfer.
Yeah.
Just like a bro, kind of. Mm-hmm. They were buddies, and the rumor is they were wife swapping.
Ooh.
Or one of them fucked one of the other one's wives. And Brooks Koepka allegedly threw Dustin Johnson down a flight of steps, and that's how he had the shoulder injury that kept him out for like a good chunk of that season.
God damn.
Holy shit.
If you watch too, golf has like a secret kind of, everyone's always like, oh, it's the sport of kings, and it's, very very There's a new documentary on Netflix, Full Swing.
I watched it.
That shows you like the grind that they all go through. Mm-hmm. They do too good of a job. Like anyone that doesn't watch golf, if you watch that, you can be like, I can't fucking wait. And then you sit down to watch the Masters and you're like, it's just people talking softly for 6.5 hours. I'm about to take the best nap of my life.
That explains it, though, because that's why there's constant betting when you're playing golf, and like a lot of gambling just naturally infused into it, where like you go play a hole, it's like, okay, whoever gets the best score or whatever you call it, whoever shoots lowest on this hole will win this or that. So do you think they were just like auctioning off their wives of whoever won? And
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh those guys.
DJ got a birdie and Brooks got a par, and he's like, fuck, I guess we'll swap wives this week.
Yeah. Looks like your wife's getting the birdie tonight.
That is a great, if you haven't watched that, it does kind of break it down. I didn't realize in golf, most of their tournaments will run from Thursday to Sunday, and there's a cut after the Friday round. So you play 4 rounds after Friday. There's a cut like right in the middle, and if you don't make the cut, you don't get paid at all.
Yeah.
So like you have to make the cut to get paid. So these guys will go there, fly out on a Monday or Tuesday, practice rounds on Tuesday or Wednesday, then you play Thursday and Friday, and you can make $0 for all of that.
That's nuts. That sounds like comedy.
Yeah,
it does.
No, it's similar because then it's the guys that are doing it big are doing it huge.
Yeah.
So like Dustin Johnson, like Tiger, obviously, Phil Mickelson, all those guys, like they're untouchable. They're like the Louis money, the Bill Burr money, Chappelle.
Yeah.
And then there are a lot of guys in that middle range that they're making the cut. There's some lifetime golfers that you'll never hear their name, but they're millionaires because of sponsorships, because they made a few cuts here and there. They'll go playing like tournaments like in South America and win a bunch of money. They're hustlers, because they're all independent contractors essentially. Yeah. That kind of play, it's like they're not paid by the PGA usually. It's by, well, I guess they are. I shouldn't say that. But yeah, so then you do have that lower tier of guys that are playing in the amateur tournaments or are right on the bubble. That is like the open mic to just starting to make money.
Just starting to make money.
You can say that's the Matt Peoples level.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can say that.
Holy shit.
Whenever him and golf are mentioned together, it's so disappointing that guy, he doesn't know golf at all.
Really?
And he looks like he was born on a golf course.
He does. He looks like he was born on a golf course, and his dad took him to like $150 rounds every single Friday.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. You are a South Jersey bad boy too, because you say golf, not golf.
Yeah. No, my South Jersey accent is it's getting worse as I get older, and I don't care.
Yeah. No.
You shouldn't care.
No.
As you get older, the less you care.
Well, I just started a new job, so it was weird.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
I was getting worried about you for a second.
Needed it. A lot of people were apparently. Thank you for your support if you reached out. I'm doing okay now. But so when I was there, I was like, oh shit, like no one here. It's a place. I've always gone to other jobs where it's like somebody maybe knew me there, or I worked at another job like in my industry. Nobody at this job knows me. So I was like, all right, I need to go in. I need to present myself like very proper. And like as soon as I walked in, the first thing I was like, hello, so nice to be here. And they're like, what the hell? I'm like, oh no, South Jersey accent, way too hard. Like, no.
That is the best when you go in anywhere, especially if you're traveling internationally or something and you start talking. I never adjust myself. Some people, if I'm traveling, I'll hear them go from saying water to, yes, I'll have some water, please. So I was like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Water's a weird one I still go in and out of. I'll say, and I think it's because I worked in food service, and I was like, I want to look proper. I'm like, can I get you a water to go with your Southwest egg rolls at this Chili's? Like,
no, dude, I was pumping gas at Wawa all through high school. We just went up the windows like, the fuck you want?
Yeah.
Word.
That's what it is. And I can respect any gas attendant that comes up to me now. I'm not one of those guys like, I used to be in your position. They come up and they don't give a shit usually either. And I love it. Yeah.
Tell your story walking.
Yeah. So here's, I got Paulina now up on my phone. That's nice.
It was your wallpaper already. Calm down.
You mentioned the Masters.
Yeah.
And it's always so crazy to me when somebody takes a picture of their food and drink menu every year.
Yeah.
Because it's notoriously cheap. But the Masters is like the pinnacle upper echelon of golf tournaments in a super swanky, like they didn't even allow women to play until recently. Right?
Yeah.
So their menus, though, when they release the prices every single year, any type of food or drinks usually are like, $5 a beer, $6 a beer. Any of their actual food items and stuff maxes out at like $3.
Yeah.
So it's like the only place left that you can get, like, there's a barbecue sandwich for $3, chicken biscuits for $2.
Pimento sandwich, the pimento loaf sandwich. Is that on there?
Yeah.
It's famously known for, there's like a pimento cheese sandwich. It's literally just
pimento cheese, yeah.
Just a bunch of pimento cheese on
$1.50.
Yeah, $1.50.
Blueberry muffin $1.50, breakfast sandwich $3.
Yeah, but it's also like $5,000 to go to the Masters. So fuck you, Augusta.
So it evens out.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god.
I was wondering where they would go get their money from.
Well, it's also like Augusta, Georgia isn't near anything. So like I know people that have gone. They're like, you got to stay sometimes like 45 minutes away from there.
Oh wow.
So you got to fly into Atlanta or wherever.
Yeah.
You got to drive to near Augusta. Then you're going to spend, and then also what they don't mention on there is if you go into like the merchandise tent, which is a big deal there. Like people will go on and buy stuff and sell
like a once in a lifetime thing. Yeah.
Right. Like everyone I know that's ever gone has like their favorite polo or their hat that they wear all the time. But that stuff is like a hat is $80 probably. And like a shirt. So it's like, you're not fucking us on the food and the beverage, but
it's just crazy that if guys that can afford that type of stuff go here, like, wouldn't they, like, or is this their way of saying, look, we're down to earth?
I think they try to keep it as that humble Southern thing where they're just like, oh, we're never gonna change. And we're like, yeah, we know, dude. You need to change. You guys did some weird shit down here. Raise the prices. Like, Jesus. You guys need to forget that period. It's still called the Masters. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that is true. And I believe that it was. Did they only recently allow no, they couldn't have because Tiger Woods has been playing. I was like, wasn't it an all white place for a while?
There are a lot of places that were like that, and one is about 1.5 miles from here.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Pine Valley Country Club.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Pine Valley
Pine Hill, Pine Valley.
Yeah, it's right in Pine Hill. So Pine Valley is like heralded as the greatest course on the planet. Yeah. Like Tiger Woods has been quoted saying that. Top golfers, top golf course designers have said that. They didn't allow women in there, I think, until the 80s. And I think they didn't allow anyone basically outside of white until like maybe in the 60s. I'm guessing on these numbers. Yeah. But it was bad. Like my aunt actually played on the LPGA tour and she couldn't even really get in there until like my grandfather pulled strings and got her around there. That's wild. Like, so it's still like a very prestigious place. Like Trump couldn't get in there. He couldn't become a member there. So he bought a course down the road.
I heard of
Trump
that.
National.
Yeah, I heard that.
They said you got to go on a waiting list, and he said, "I don't do waiting lists. I'm not going to do the impression because I suck at it." And so he said, "Fuck you." Bought a course down the road and pumped like a bunch of money into it. I've never played it, but I've heard it's an incredible course. Yeah. But you're also like, it's fucking Trump National.
It's Trump.
Like, I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
But also anyone that's a member, if you want to take me for a round, maybe I can. I don't know. Yeah, I respect a good golf course.
Yeah, so we need to find somebody that can get on a good golf course and bring a couple of bad boys out there.
Yeah, let's put it out in the universe. I mean, he's indicted. It's going to have to change. The name's going to change soon anyway. It's about to be FBI golf course.
So what was more fucked up? Their racist values or their misogynistic? Which one do you agree with less?
Yeah,
that's a tough ass question.
You know what? What am I? Am I an anti-feminist or an anti-racist? Or no, which? I don't know. Yeah. I think it's all messed up.
Yeah, it's all messed up. There's a good answer. Yeah. Did you see as well that Mike Trout's opening a course down towards Salem in
with Tiger
Millville?
Woods?
Yeah, with Tiger Woods.
Oh, yeah. I was just in Millville. Millville's looking pretty good.
They got a lot of stuff happening. I was there early last month. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff.
I was surprised.
You did a show down there?
Yeah, at Bojo's.
Okay. How were the people of Millville?
It was so unexpected. It was packed in there, sold out, and It was a great show.
See, that's what's good about those shows that are down in areas where there's not much else to do.
Yeah,
like I did a Woodstown one recently, and they filled the entire room, and you're like, oh, this is what's happening in this town tonight.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
I live like 10 minutes away. Salem is only 10 minutes away from Woodstown, so I know it very well.
Yeah.
And Andrew Fox had a fundraiser show.
That's a show I was on.
Yeah.
That's right. You were there too.
I was there.
There was babies there. There were people with babies there, dude.
The baby clapped for me.
Oh yeah, on the way out. That was pretty impressive.
And Woodstown, that's where Cowtown Rodeo is?
I think it's right outside of it. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Cowtown?
Yeah.
Shit. I want to go back. I haven't been there in a long time.
That was the original premium outlet.
Yeah.
You could get nunchucks, brass knuckles,
Jordans.
Yeah, a bag of Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Wait, they had like a flea market there?
Yes, that was the reason you went there.
The flea market.
I was there once as a kid, and I only remember the rodeo part. But you could get some brass knuckles there.
South Jersey had some
anything
incredible
at
flea markets.
Could I get a taser there? Because I just I just realized that they're technically illegal in New Jersey. I couldn't order one on Amazon because they wouldn't ship it to my house. So now I'm like, where in New Jersey? I know multiple places I could get a taser. So
I've never seen someone that I know.
Go to Cowtown Barn 3.
Yeah. Ask for Hector. He's going to tell you his name's Julio, but his name's Hector.
His name is Hector. See, my spot in Burlington County, I would go to the Willingboro Grand Marketplace. The old Pennsauken Mart moved there.
Yeah, so
that's where I would go.
I went with my friend. He went and bought brass knuckles at the Pennsauken Mart because I rolled with some real fucking bad boys back in the day. My friend was like, you want to come to the Pennsauken Mart? I was like, yeah, I got nothing to do. And we go in. You had to go to the doll shop. I think I said this last time I was on here.
Yeah.
And you had to ask the man at the doll shop, at the Barbie stand for paperweights.
Yep.
And he would pull out a briefcase and open it up and he'd turn it around and it would be like nunchuck or like throwing stars, brass knuckles, the dildo, I don't know, whatever you want.
Probably, word.
It had like the brass knuckles with like the knife connected to it, like
those ones were crazy.
The shit that you always just saw on like MMA dudes' tattoos that you didn't know actually existed.
Or Steven Seagal movies.
Yeah. I showed you the pair of brass knuckles I have. Those are legit. There's some of those guys would get like the kind of like hard plastic ones as belt buckles and stuff. I was like, no, that's stupid. Those things are like heavy as shit.
Yeah.
I can see why they're illegal. But yeah, now a taser, there's some good uses for a taser. You ever get drunk and you just start tasing yourself and yelling at your buddies?
But I know you have.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Sounds like you have.
Yeah, I have on multiple occasions, just out of pure. I put like my one buddies, we would put like electric fence dog collars on our necks and run around the block. We weren't even drunk at that time. We were in like middle school.
Yeah, you're just bored.
We did shit sober like that.
That's suburb. That's suburb bored.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because I had a friend that did the exact same thing. We had our one friend, Dumb Kurt.
Dumb Kurt. I hope he lived up to the name.
He just if you could think of something dumb like that, he put his dog shock collar on and just ran through the barrier.
Fuck yeah!
And we just watched him flop on the front yard. We were like, all right,
that's hilarious.
What do you got, Dumb Kurt?
That's so funny. Yeah. I would have been screaming if I saw some shit like that.
Dude. I know. Dumb imagine you're just driving through your neighborhood now, and there's just a kid going 1, 2.
That's crazy.
Kurt? Shout out Kurt. He's probably dead.
Oh my God.
So you never did stupid shit like that, right?
Nah.
No. See, this was we would do this in high school too. My one buddy Dominique, who I went to high school with, was like, "You white people are crazy," and I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty stupid." I was like, "But you should come see it for yourself. Come down to the XTU tailgate at the Tweeter Center, in a country concert tailgate." And he's like, "I'll give it a shot." Dominique was like, he's like 6'7", was like our best tight end in football, center in basketball.
You have to be with the name Dominique.
Exactly. Yeah. Dominique, he was a tall man in high school, and he's like, yeah, I'll come down to X. He was from Camden originally, moved up to Burlington where we went to high school. He came down there, never went there before, never even went within 5 square miles of that place during XTU. I have never seen somebody so uncomfortable in such a like crazy environment where he was just like, there's a few Confederate flags around here right
Salem
now.
Just came up to
yeah, basically. I was like, oh, okay. And I realized then, I was like, oh, I don't even like see any of that. We were playing basketball pong in the parking lot. And there wasn't just white people there, but you had trash cans with basketballs, and you would stand on opposite sides of the parking lot, and you would throw the basketballs like you're playing beer pong, but it's like massive.
That's the only time white guys can shine in anything basketball related. At XTU, you're like, all right, guys, statistically, there's not going to be any black guys here. So
yeah,
I might do some cool shots. I might skyhook a few. Who knows?
Skyhook.
Start looking like the professor from And One. Yeah, that's all it was. I always did the trick where you put the ball up your jersey and you spun it around.
Yeah, you think I don't do that to my daughter every day on her Fisher Price net? I break her ankles every morning. All professor moves.
And
I hear with the elbow one.
Dude,
elbow pass.
When And One was big, I always had to get the knockoff And One shit because my parents wouldn't pay full price.
Wait,
for that.
there was knockoff And One shit?
Oh yeah, dude. I always tell like there was Shaq came out.
Double dribble.
Do you remember Shaq's line of shoes?
Yeah.
It kind of had the look of like the And One guy that was the logo, and then the Shaq one was kind of like a cross between that and Jordan of him dunking on that.
Yeah.
Dude, there was ones, and I say it all the time, where I got knockoff. It was like a cross between And One and Jordans, where it was just like a logo of like a guy doing a layup, and I bought it at the Grand Marketplace for $40. My parents are like, here's $40 for your school, high school basketball shoes. I was like, they're getting team issued Nikes for like 120. And I was like, I got $40. I went to the Grand Marketplace, and they were called like Mike something, and it was just a guy doing a layup, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? So I get them. There was no traction on the bottom of them. We had to do suicides, and I was sliding on the fucking floor.
I know they roasted the shit out of you.
Oh yeah, that's the only way. Oh yeah, they did. They were like, "What the fuck?"
I feel like even at that level, they're like, I don't know. I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, my parents are cheapskates. They didn't want to buy basketball shoes. They don't get it. Yeah,
they don't get it.
They don't get it. They don't get it. I would get my jerseys at Goodwill. I had a Charles Barkley jersey that I bought from Goodwill for like $4.
I still have a Randall Cunningham one I got from like a thrift shop.
Dude, actually, now looking back on it, it was actually pretty sweet. I had a Charles Barkley. I had a Lakers Magic Johnson. I had all type. What's his name? Randy Moss, the purple Vikings jersey.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, those were the shit.
I remember I had a great Charles Barkley T-shirt. It was when he was on the Suns too, and it was like back in the '90s when it would be like a big silhouette of him, and then he's like dunking.
Yeah.
But then I remember my dad wouldn't let me wear it anymore after. Didn't he kick a camera guy and spit in somebody's face?
Charles Barkley?
I think he spit in somebody's face.
That's what it was.
But he threw somebody through a bar window.
Yeah, so after all that, my dad was like, you can't wear it. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? He's even better now.
He's even cooler now. And he told you he's not a role model.
Right. He didn't want to be on that fucking shirt. Like
he didn't want any parts of that shit.
Yeah, he didn't see $1 from that either, back then especially.
That's why he doesn't do anything now unless he's getting paid. He's not on any video games because they don't pay.
Oh,
that's why you've never seen him on 2K.
Jordan always kept himself off video games too, right?
But then 2K came in, they did that deal, and he's been on there ever since.
Because they're like, we'll make a great box set with you on it.
Yeah,
we'll give you
we'll give you a whole section of the game. Like part of this whole game would be about you.
There was because they had a guy who was the Jordan in the game, and I think it was one
number
of the
99.
Yeah, and he was one of like it was the name of one of the creators of the game. Because same thing with Barry Bonds, never let himself be in it. So they they literally made Barry Bonds, but then they just made him white. So you were just
white Barry Bonds,
same batting stance and everything, and his name was just like Mike Henderson or something.
Yeah,
just plain.
But he couldn't have been as good because have you seen White Sammy Sosa? I bet he would fucking suck. Do you ever see him?
Sammy went white after his career.
He did go after his career. It would be weird if it was.
He turned into a vampire.
Yeah, it would be weird if he did that during his career, though, right? Like he shows up to spring training and he's that would be crazy.
Especially in baseball, you want to look as Dominican as possible.
You know why he looked so crazy? Like because Michael Jackson did the same thing.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa looked way crazier though.
Yeah, and here's why: because when Sammy Sosa changed his color, he didn't alter his features.
Yeah.
He still got the same.
He was in whiteface.
He still got.
He looked like one of the white chicks.
He really was.
Exactly. Michael Jackson got his nose done, his chin done, all that stuff. Sammy Sosa ain't changed shit, but his color.
Do you think he just?
So that's he looks fucking nuts.
He just got a discount deal somewhere. He didn't put all the money in like Michael Jackson probably did.
Not even close.
Damn.
Yeah, he definitely got it done in the Caribbean, wherever he's from. Sammy's Cuban, right?
Yeah.
He definitely got it done by a Cuban doctor who's just like, I got bleach. Yo, what the fuck?
No surgery, just bleach.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was so
real good.
you reminded me there when you were talking about Cuban stuff because Cuban baseball players. You remember during the playoffs, from this past year. Baseball and then the whole entire NFL season, specifically on Fox, they set up their betting stuff as like win Terry's money, Terry Bradshaw's money, like win millions of his dollars. For baseball, they had Big Papi out there doing the World Series and the playoffs and everything, and they were like, win his money, like take Big Papi's money. And then I was thinking about it. Terry Bradshaw recently was diagnosed with cancer. He was going in and out of cancer stuff. So they're like, yeah, take the guy who just got cancer, take his money. Big Papi, they're like, yeah, take the money from Big Papi. Big Papi got shot in the Dominican Republic.
He got shot in the butt.
Yeah, and he got robbed. So I'm like, why is their big thing just like, hey, let's get these guys who, you shouldn't be taking their money, but let's set them up.
50 cents money. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, try and take his money, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy got shot 9 times and lived.
Yeah.
And he's a little chunky these days, but he's still intimidating. He's,
also, how bad of a shooter were the people in his neighborhood? If you give me 9 attempts, I think I could kill you. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what it's.
Well, one of the shots was to his face.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And he did get hit.
It was right in his jaw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had his,
and then he got fat and hung upside down like a bat at the Super Bowl 15 years
20
later.
years later.
He was well recovered by then.
Nobody on his team was like, yo, man, I don't think you want to hang upside down.
Yeah, well, you know why he did it, right?
Yeah,
because of the Indicor.
Right.
Yeah. But it just looks bad now. It didn't age well.
Yeah.
Did not age well at all.
And Dr. Dre has been through a whole bunch of shit. Like, he had a lot of brain aneurysms.
Really?
And he looks like he hasn't aged like a day in the past few years.
Yeah, he's got that
least.
California. He's like probably drinking kid blood out there or something.
Yeah.
They are all
well,
like that.
He had the aneurysm. He was going through a nasty divorce.
Yeah, there was a lot of
that shit was bad. Yeah.
Then,
but he's good now.
Yeah.
Damn, he was just so.
Yep, exactly.
Man, what if he just came out and started doing what Eminem was doing when he was rapping about leaving his wife and
he was rapping about more than just leaving her.
Yeah, I think he got sued a few times for some of the shit that he said.
Which one? The one where he had a whole song about her being dead in the trunk?
Yeah, that was a great ballad. Every artist has a great ballad. Queen, Meatloaf was great.
Imagine just being his daughter, Haley, and being
dude, she's a piece too. Have you seen her?
Yeah,
dude. She just graduated from Michigan State. Not that I follow her on Snapchat.
Dan knows her GPA.
Yeah. Listen, she was in a sorority at Michigan State. Could you imagine being the frat boy that tries banging Eminem's daughter at Michigan State?
about the sum cum laude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're gonna be cumming somewhere, that's for sure. Let me get
would you do Eminem voice while you're having sex with her?
No, God.
Pop.
Wait, do that again. What's an Eminem voice?
Oh my God, I'm gonna pop.
You just start rapping like him in the Crystalia.
Yeah, just do the Crystalia thing.
Yeah. Let me get. That would be incredible. I'm not gonna lie. Let me get your guys' thoughts on one last topic here. Who do you think is the greatest all-time athlete to come out of South Jersey? And before you answer, why is it Joe Flacco?
Oh, I got hit by a pitch by Joe Flacco in high school.
I was totally kidding. I wanted that to piss someone off.
No, I love Joe Flacco. He was, I think he was a year ahead of me in high school. And in an indoor batting league, he was still pitching at the time because he hadn't fully committed to Pitt. And he threw a pitch that went behind my front knee and hit me on the inside of my back knee.
Ooh, that's a good spot.
And I just crumbled. And I just remember everybody being like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "I don't think my knee exists anymore." And then when he went to Pitt, I was like, "That's pretty cool." And then he transferred to UDEL. Yeah. I was like, "All right, he's pretty big." And he won a Super Bowl. I was like, "I got hit by a Super Bowl champ."
That's cool.
I'd say for South Jersey, you're saying?
Just in South Jersey, because I was thinking earlier, I was like, obviously, I have to put everyone basketball-wise. We'll talk about Wagner. But that's why going back to colleges in South Jersey, I think a lot of high school basketball teams in South Jersey could beat the college teams in South Jersey. Do you think Camden High School's team could beat Rowan? I think so.
Beat the shit out of Rowan
and Stockton and all these.
Rowan's good at some sports, and it's not basketball.
They're probably good at fencing, maybe, but not.
Yeah. Do you think Rowan's Ivy League?
Oh, no.
Down there at Glassboro State.
No, not
Camden
fencing.
will beat Rutgers Camden real bad.
Oh, yeah. The Raptors?
Yeah, the Raptors. They're now a part of Rowan, technically, is on there, too. I remember Rowan's buying everything.
They're taking over everything.
Yeah, this podcast is about to be called the Rowan South Jersey Bad Boys. Or the Rowan Bad Boys. Yeah, they are buying up everything. There's a lot of good stuff happening.
Go Profs.
But yeah, is there anybody else? Mike Iaconelli, bass fisherman? You ever watch? Yeah, Mike Iaconelli's from South Jersey. That's a real deep
I'm just trying to think of, from my high school. I went to West Deptford High School. There was a guy from the original MLS That was like Steve Rommel was a big deal.
Huh. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously, you got Trout from Millville.
Yeah,
was there anybody you remember from down?
Oh man, yeah, Jonathan Taylor, running back.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas
Coast.
from
no, not your brother.
Wait, what Taylor did you say?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas
from Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. No, actually, I was gonna wear his jersey. I should have wore his jersey.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'm still picturing Jonathan Taylor Thomas jersey though.
No, but Jonathan Taylor from Salem, New Jersey. He's the starting running back for the Colts.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah.
Glassboro pumped out a bunch of good football players. Rob Brackett from the Colts.
Guy that's a running back on the Chiefs right now, or was in the Super Bowl, was from Vineland.
From Vineland, yeah.
And he went to Rutgers, and we were talking about it on here of being, there's only great guys that are running backs at Rutgers that go to the Super Bowl. There's only been 2 of them, and those are the 2, Ray Rice and that guy. So I'm trying to think of anybody else.
The Crispin brothers were really good basketball players.
Jesus, don't get me started.
No, let's get started.
Where were they at?
They're out of Pittman.
Pittman had really good wrestling programs and basketball teams as well. They play basketball.
Joe and John,
yeah, Joe and
legends.
John, yeah.
White guys. It sounds like a white guy.
Just 3-point monster. They both played at. So they both kicked around at different colleges, but both ended up at Penn State.
Joe. John went to UCLA at first. Then transferred to
Penn State. I'm pretty sure.
And Joe was always at Penn State.
Right.
But Joe is the older one. 2 years apart.
And they held like every record.
Every record.
They're
And I
3-point shooters.
Joe, I think one of them has a son that's playing for Pittman right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's nice too.
Yeah.
Go figure.
I always remember hearing about them because I was probably in middle school when they were like on their high school like reign.
Man, I saw it firsthand.
My dad would take me to see him, like, because we'd go see like Pittman versus Clayton. It wasn't even like a game that we knew anyone at, but they would pack that. And that's a tiny gym at Pittman. They would pack it just to see the Crispin brothers.
Oh shit! They were legit.
I remember my dad told me a story. He heard that the 2 of them had a key to the arena at Penn State, so they could go shoot at any time of day. So they said there was a really good chance if you went in there at midnight on like a Friday night, it was just the Crispin brothers in a dimly lit arena just draining threes. Yeah. I'm getting chills even thinking about
I saw John put 63 on Pittsgrove.
That's insane.
63 points on one game.
He gave us 40, I think.
Oh man.
Gave Salem 40.
Zubak was a big basketball guy for years from Haddonfield.
Haddonfield. I went to his pastry shop after he played at Duke. He opened a cupcake place in Haddonfield.
Oh,
I have a picture with him there. It was only for a couple years. Now he's in like real estate in New York. But it was 7'2" center from Haddonfield.
He was a monster. His whole family was huge because his sister played at like Yale.
Oh, really?
And she was like 6'7" or something.
Yeah, he was on their national championship team when they beat Butler, I think, was when they won. That's the only time I ever bet in Vegas on sports, and I won. I was out there in January of that year, and I put $300 down on Duke to win it all, and they were like, this game isn't going to be until like April. And
yeah.
You guys were like betting on games that day, and that was like betting on something in April. I was like, now just do it. I got a check for, I think, whatever the odds were. I think I got a check in the mail for like $2,100.
Holy shit.
From the Luxor Hotel and Casino in Vegas like months later.
That's awesome.
That's the only time I've ever bet on the sports book.
I think you got to say, you mentioned him earlier, but Trout has to be the best South, because he's right now he's the best baseball player in Major League Baseball. Like one of the top 3. He's got to be the best.
He gets left out of so much conversation because he's just out on the Angels on the West Coast, and it's just like I feel like he kind of gets left out of everything happening East Coast time, and but when he was coming out of college, I went to college with his now wife, so he would come to our school every now and then and would do some indoor practices with us when I played on the team and stuff there, or at least would be around. But no one really knew who he was outside of the baseball world, because Bryce Harper was in his class of people coming into the league, and he was like the controversial guy that's like this.
Well, Bryce Harper has been he was like one of the first people that Sports Illustrated, they put him on the cover when he was in high school out in Las Vegas. So like now that's kind of a standard where, like we were talking about before, like following Bronny and like other high school kids, people started following Bryce Harper in baseball of all things too, because they made him like larger than life on the like in the Sports Illustrated
Illustrated does that.
They like I remember they were like, he hit what some are calling a 7-foot 100-foot home run. Yeah. His dad walked it off, and it's like, this is the shit that it's in baseball movies. Like this is this is the like you don't actually hear, this doesn't actually happen. So like the fact that he panned out and now is good after all that is huge.
Yeah, that is.
I can't imagine if anyone interviewed me now, let alone when I was 13 and in high school.
That would have been such a bad interview.
Baseball's fun. I like my parents.
I play catch with my dad.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Also, I swing a bat real hard.
Yeah, at least he didn't grow up to be a bust like some other guys have. Who was the one NFL, the quarterback, Mike Leach? What was his name? The one guy that played for San Diego, but was like, they were saying was one of the best things to ever come out of college.
He was a head case?
Yeah.
Ryan Leaf?
Ryan Leaf, yeah. I don't know why I thought Mike Leaf. Yeah, Ryan Leaf was.
There's a whole documentary about that. He was like, he had some real bad mental issues.
Oh, really?
He was losing his shit.
Oh, man.
But
a lot.
While he was losing his shit, he was one of the greatest athletes there was. Like, so it's like, that's all, like the whole thing too. Like Ricky Williams, everyone was always on him, and then you find out later on he was battling like insane mental problems.
Right.
And his cure for it, we were talking about earlier, was weed. Let Ricky smoke. That's still one of my that 30 for 30 is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the fact that it had to be, and I get like why they don't want to have it or didn't want to have weed available, but it's like it was literally medicine for some people. It kept him alive. Like. And now in that documentary is amazing too. He like completely walked away from fame. He lives in like a little house that's just filled with books. And you're like, damn, Ricky was a nerd too the whole time. That's the real thing he had to overcome.
Wild. And he went to Miami too, right? No, he played in Miami, but did he go to? Was he a Hurricane? I'm trying to.
No,
remember.
he wasn't a Hurricane.
No, where did he play in college? Shit, I can't think where he played.
Yeah, I for some reason I thought he was a Hurricane too. I know he played for the Dolphins, but no,
he did play for the Dolphins. Yeah. I remember Ricky Williams because he signed that terrible contract with Master P.
Oh yeah,
Master P was his agent. Remember that?
No, what did he do?
Master P is the fucking man. Master P was a rapper, an actor, a director, a goddamn sports agent. He played in the NBA.
He played in the NBA?
Yeah, he played for the Raptors.
Yeah.
I do not know enough about Master P.
I do like that the NBA does give like people a shot.
Yeah.
More sports need to allow that.
That's wild. And then is his son Little Romeo, or is it? I know Little
Romeo is
and Bow Wow. He had a Nickelodeon show that I watched as a kid. I forget what it was called. Do you remember that?
Little Romeo
had he did.
Master P's house or something. Was it like
Master P literally has done everything.
That's crazy. So wait, so he was also a sports agent though?
Yeah, he had a sports agency.
Oh shit! So what did Ricky Williams? Did he fuck over Ricky Williams?
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad contract. It was all incentive laced.
Ooh.
This was when Ricky Williams was with the Saints.
Yeah.
And they signed that deal. It was a bad deal.
Damn. So Master P
did not exactly.
He didn't exactly cut it to be a sports agent because Jay-Z got into him and Robinson Cano. I remember. Is he still doing sports agent stuff? I wonder.
I believe so.
What is it? What does a sports agent fucking do? Like you literally
negotiate contracts. I feel like
that's just. But then I feel like there's also other people that do that. It's like
they also get them a lot of their endorsement. Not get them, but they might deal with endorsement deals.
Damn, I would love an endorsement deal.
Who would you would have one with Heritages or whatever it's called?
No, I want Heritage. I want Heritages. Heritages hoagies. And Yoo-hoos. They sell a good Yoo-hoo there.
I can see it in a commercial.
I want to boost. I want to boost the drink you can only get in like Salem County.
Mobile phone
no, the Rivertown. That's up where I grew up.
I want to boost the drink. Oh, that's Riverton?
Yeah. All the river towns from like Palmyra up to Florence, and I grew up right in the middle of those. And Boost was like Riverside is where it started at, and they made slushies.
Diabetes and slushy.
That?
No,
dude, it's like they made it in the early 1900s as like it helped settle your stomach. It tastes like flat Coke, but they make it into slushies, and they're in styrofoam cups, like little Wayne lean styrofoam cups. But if you're in Riverside or any of those towns, that's all you see people walking around with, and that's why most of them are missing.
That's all
teeth.
they have. I was gonna say, they don't have teeth.
It's just jacked. It's jacked full of caffeine. Though. Yeah, it is full of caffeine.
It's Burlington County lean.
Yeah, it is Burlington County lean. Yeah, and I would still put cough syrup in it. Yeah, so I could see you in a Heritage. Is it Heritages?
Heritages.
So I could see you in one of their commercials if they have those.
Oh, you think I haven't tried to pitch that to you?
wearing a hairnet just behind the counter. You're taking your gloves off.
That was early Handsome Idiots days. I put an open call out to Heritages. I grew up in the town where it originated, so I was like, give me an endorsement deal. All I need is like I get a free soft pretzel once a month.
I've never eaten anything out of there before.
Oh, you were going to say something about their hoagies. You were going to say something about the hoagies, right?
Way better than Wawa.
Are they
They
bigger?
slice it fresh. So they slice the meat fresh, then they put it on the sandwich for you. And you can like kind of talk to them while they're making it. It's a little bit of a Subway feel to it, where you're like, oh, a little bit more vinegar.
I gotta go there. I'm gonna go there tomorrow.
Get Heritage. Get something with boar's head. Clearly, that's why it's also better because I think it's all boar's head.
Okay.
But yeah, Heritages are never. It's weird. They're never dirty, but they're never clean. There's always like right in between.
I was going to ask her, the people making the are they allowed to smoke while making it?
It's required.
I was going to say that
there's no oregano. You have to ash.
You just ash right in the middle of the lettuce.
Did you ever hear of a Jersey Turnpike shot?
No.
Oh, so this is I've never seen it actually done. I've just heard it as a legend. I've seen where people do this sometimes. They'll like pour whatever's in the bar mat into a shot glass, and people will drink that as like a if you do this, you get the drink free for the night or something. Like you see crazy. I used to bartend at Landmark down at Rowan.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I barred back there. It was all girl bartenders, and but the Jersey Turnpike allegedly is you do that, and then you also wring out all the bar rags into a shot glass, but then right before somebody drinks it, you have to ash a cigarette into it, and then they do the shot. That's a Jersey Turnpike.
Nice. So how many of those did you take?
I did none. I was always a coward when it came to shots. I always needed like something cute. I needed it to be like
little
red.
Green tea shot.
Yeah, a little Surfer on Acid maybe. That was the delicious one.
Ooh, you a big shot guy?
Nah.
Yeah, I can't. I gave them up in my early 30s before giving up drinking. I gave up shots like. And it still would boggle, like fucking Matt Peebles, who you were talking about earlier, that fucking asshole.
Yeah.
He would still buy a shot for me at the bar, and he's like, you can't turn down a shot. I was like, watch me. Someone else is going to do the shot. Like,
yeah, someone else is definitely going to do the shot.
It's going to be the person that probably shouldn't do more, but...
Yeah, true.
That is true.
I said, don't buy me one. I don't know.
Dude, we would play liquor pong in high school because none of my friends liked beer, but they would put some brandy or some, what was E&J in some... Oh, man.
Irk and jerk.
Is that actually what it stands for?
No.
I never had it until then. I was like, yeah, how bad is this stuff? It's like rum or whiskey, right? They put it in there, and as soon as somebody hit a cup and I go to drink, I almost vomited, right? I couldn't do it. I was like, I need some Miller Lite.
I need to wash this down.
That is some bottom shelf shit right there.
Yeah. I think you get it for free if you buy enough bottles of something else.
Yeah. They just hand it out to you. Yeah. I bought it for a homeless guy in Atlantic City one time. He needed us to buy him some liquor. We went into a liquor store. We were like 17. His name was Kevin the Bum is what he went by. And we went into this liquor store off the boardwalk, and he was trying to buy a Lucy from the guy behind the counter. He's like, I don't sell Lucy's here. It was like a little corner store. The guy's like, I'm not selling you a single cigarette. And he was pissed, and then he's like, all right, I'll just take that bottle. It was $4.
Nice.
And we paid for it, and like we were 16 or 17, and I was like, this guy's actually going to let us buy this at like 1 a.m. in Atlantic City. And so yeah, we got outside of there, and then Kevin the Bum disappeared. He got into an argument with a bouncer outside of the club.
As Kevin does. That's his thing.
He wanted to split a prostitute. That was his whole thing with us. And then he's like, it's going to be $25. I was like, oh, each? He's like, no, like total. I was like, oh, we're going to leave.
A bargain. Okay.
I like a bargain. Yep. Yeah. Love a bargain.
Atlantic City is scary, man.
Yeah. I remember going there as a kid, and I watched a guy tightrope walking on like the rail on the boardwalk, like the handrail, and doing it very well. And even I remember saying to my dad, like, oh my God, look, that's amazing. And my dad was like, that man is actively on heroin. I was like,
Facts.
Wait, you can do heroin and walk on tightropes? He's like, he doesn't know where he is right now.
Yeah.
Like,
you were going up trying
he literally thinks he's in the circus.
Yeah,
right?
and he was crushing it. You know what? I'd hit up Barnum and Bailey for him. Like,
I was gonna say, you were probably going up trying to put $1 in his like tip jar somewhere, and he's like, I'm not a street performer.
How can I end up put that in my arm?
I'm a flying Grayson.
Yeah.
We're coming up on an hour and a half already. Holy shit! So we can wrap. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up on here or plug any of your stuff?
Man. I had a lot of fun with you guys.
Yeah,
man. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Yeah, I know. You've been telling me. Yeah.
I think Brendan's been hating on me.
I know.
Brendan's like, don't put that fucking guy on.
Brendan specifically told me, and I don't mean to out you, Brendan, but Brendan specifically said, "Listen, if you're gonna get some diversity on the podcast, do it while I'm not there." So I was like, "Yeah,
I believe it."
That is, yep, that's how he rolls. I don't know. I've just put it very bluntly. I'm sure Matt Peoples has told you the same stuff on your podcast.
No, he's a bad guy. You think Matt's ever booked anything for that podcast? You kidding me?
No. It's all Johnny Austrian jobs over here. That's right. Yeah.
I'm an international businessman now. What can I say?
You are. Yeah. So let the people know where they can find anything with you, what you got going on coming up.
Man, you can find me at the Brian Isley on Instagram. I'm about to start this new show called High IQ Basketball.
Ooh, yeah.
And so be on the lookout for that. I just started that page up. About to start a YouTube page for that.
Sweet.
Where am I going to be?
You got a lot of stuff coming up South Jersey, too.
I got a lot of stuff, too.
Are you the reigning South Jersey's funniest? Did they stop having that?
They stopped that for... The last one who won was James Hancock.
Are you the only one actively still doing comedy that won it?
No. With that?
Yeah.
No.
So in my eyes, you're the reigning champ. So everyone in South Jersey, here's who you got to come for.
I am the guy.
I will be sending this episode to the Courier Post. Yes. Yeah. So we're going to need front page action here. Yes.
They have to have your number blocked at this point.
I've called them. I've emailed them a lot. They definitely have me on a watch list.
The guy that did the article for me at the Courier Post no longer works at the Courier Post.
He's no longer with us, probably.
He's now with the Gloucester County Times.
He moved Today's Sunbeam.
That was his name?
No, that's the newspaper. That's the Salem newspaper, Today's Sunbeam.
If his name was Today's Sunbeam, that would have been amazing.
You were like, wow, he moved to Korea?
Yeah. Konnichiwa to you, sir.
So where can people find all your dates at? On your Instagram?
On BrianIsleyLive.com.
BrianIsleyLive.com. Yeah, a lot of South Jersey dates coming your way from Brian Isley. # Book Brian Isley. All right. Yeah. Should we call that the episode? Book Brian Isley with Brian Isley and John Montague?
Yeah, also Book John Montague.
Book John Montague. Yeah. Definitely.
Please. Yeah, so what do you have happening?
I don't think I have any Jersey shows coming up. I'm a Philly boy.
Okay. I hope you're doing a show with Toure at Warm Daddy's.
Actually, Toure is now over in Jersey.
He is coming over to Jersey a lot. I do see that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's been doing shows around here as well. Toure is a fantastic comic, and you should see him if you see him in any lineups. So
every month we have a post-game comedy show. Brian's going to be on the one in a couple days. Shit. At High Note at Tap Room in Haddon Township, so look out for that. That's all over the socials.
Yeah.
I have a comedy on the Crick show coming up. I have a couple other ones in Philly. You can check out Montague Comedy on Instagram. Hacks Comedy Golf, my comedy golf show that we may bring back. Who knows? But there's like 15 episodes out there on Instagram and on YouTube as well. So check that out.
That's a fun show as well. And you exclusively only play at Trump courses.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a staple.
Yeah. We until Joe Biden opens a course in the Wilmington area, we will continue to play Trump National.
Trump National. That's the only place you will play. And you can find my stuff over my Instagram and links in there for shows coming up in April. But
and That Rules Podcast. Sorry.
Yeah.
Check out That Rules Podcast.
That rocks. Yeah. So. All right, well, thanks for listening all the way through. Brian Isley, John Montague, Dan Callahan, Brendan Donegan's nowhere to be found. We'll see you later.